Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our Chief Visionary Officer, Mr. Monir Islam.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a weekend and what a time we're living today. What a moment we're living today. Isn't it incredible? Isn't it just incredible? Look what we started. Look what we started and look what we are. It is insane what is happening in this company. And I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that after this weekend, you will never see this company the same way that you do. Was I right? Was I right? And after this weekend, with all the speakers that you're going to see, especially after Mr. Les Brown, and I know that you yourself will never be the same you before this weekend. You will change after this weekend. I know this is going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolutely an honor for me to be back on the stage. And I want to take the time to share with you guys a little bit about this company's vision and what we're about to do. But before I begin, I want to take you back a little bit about our journey of who we are as the founders of the company and where we come from. You know, it hasn't been that long where I still remember Moyn came up to me and said, I really need to show you this. And I was like, I'm too busy with my life and I have too much going on and I've been doing 76 hours a week. You actually think I still have more time to do other things. And he was like, this is why you need to see this. And I still remember he took me into a presentation and I saw the opportunity and I saw all these different type of people from all walks of life going onto the stage and getting promoted. And one thing that really attracted me was the personal development, because I saw an individual who was 20 years old speaking on stage and he was so confident. And I was thinking myself, I was 25 years old and I was thinking myself, wow, look at him. He's 20 years old. He doesn't look like he's 20 years old. Look at the confidence. Because I remember there was a time when I tried to do a speech in front of 10 people where I was doing a personal trainer course, and the individual asked me to share my story for 2 minutes to 10 individuals. 10 individuals that I was spending a week with. And he said, share your story to them. And I remember sitting in front of him and I was sweating and I couldn't say a single word. I felt like vomiting. It was horrible. And at that moment I realized I really need to develop myself. I really need to grow, because I've seen other people, they just did it and I couldn't do it. And I was thinking to myself, there's got to be a way that I can really improve myself, especially my self-confidence. And so when Moyn took me to this place and I saw this individual speaking, I got really excited, but I didn't really believe in the whole money aspect of it, because they were showing how you can make $20,000 a month. And I wasn't even making that in a year. And I was thinking, this is impossible. I'm not making $20,000 a year. I've never heard of anyone making $20,000 a month. This can't be true. This must be a scam, right? So I went back and I told Moyn, I don't really believe in the whole money side of things, but I like the whole personal development aspect of it. And so that's why I really got involved. And then I went to my first international convention with Moyn about 3 months in, and that's when I really caught the vision. I started realizing something called potential. I started thinking who I could become, the possibilities of becoming someone new, becoming someone greater. At that time, I've never really heard about personal development. I've never really heard about individual like Mr. Les Brown, because I was in the mediocre life where only thing that I knew was just to pay my bills. There was nothing beyond that. I never knew there was something like greatness existed. And so my first event when I went there, I still remember seeing Mr. Les Brown quotes playing on the screen. And some of the things that I saw, one of the things that Mr. Jose Ardon keeps us saying says, winners never quit and quitters never win. And there's many other quotes of Mr. Les Brown that really inspires me. And I remember sitting there and I saw different walks of life getting promoted on the stage. People come from all different race, religion, background. And some of the people that didn't even have an education coming in and having success. And I was sitting right at the back. There were around 7,000 people in that room. And when I was sitting at the back, I was looking at Moyn and I was saying, Moyn, we could be on that stage one day. Do you feel what I'm feeling? And at that moment, we made a decision. We said, we're either going to make it to the top or we're going to die trying. Now, when we left our convention, as we went back to our real world, we call, because this is a very positive environment that you're part of, ladies and gentlemen. This environment makes you believe that you can do anything, you can achieve anything. How many people in this room right now, you feel unstoppable, right? You feel like you can do anything. You can go out there, you can take on the world. And I'm telling you one thing, it's a very negative world out there. There's a lot of challenges, especially there's a lot of naysayers. The closest people to you will tell you the why you can't do it. They will never encourage you and tell you why you can do it. They're the first thing they tell you why you can't do it and why others got lucky. And so when I went back, I had a very short contact list. I started speaking to my friends and my families, and unfortunately, everybody discouraged me. Everybody said, those things never work. Don't do it. I know people did this and never really worked for them. It won't work for you. And at that time, I still remember my decision. I said, I'm going to make it to the top of this company, but I'm going to die trying. I'm not going to listen to these people. And I remember this is what Moyn said to me. He said, there are more people in this world that we don't know than we know. There are more people in this world that we don't know than we know. We're a very small amount of people that we know. He said, we're going to go out there and we're going to speak to strangers on the streets. And that's exactly what we started to doing. We started to go on the streets, high streets in different towns and cities, and would go up to people and would say, do you want to make money? Do you want to change your life? It was so difficult to do because the feeling of rejection that someone's going to tell you no, there's so much approach and anxiety. Like, it's just so easy to say what I'm saying right now, but to really go up to a stranger and say that, it requires a lot of courage. It really requires a lot of courage. So we would go up to people, and our first few days we'd try that and it wouldn't work. And eventually, we just got better at doing that job of speaking to a lot of strangers. And about 3 months in, we couldn't sponsor a single person. And then what happened is that we ended up in a city called Coventry in the UK, because we were raised in UK. And when we went there was a university full of students, and we said, this is a jackpot, because all the students wants to make money. And so we walk into this university that's about 200 miles away from where we live, and we say, we're going to speak to all the students. Come on, they got to be hungry. Like, they got to be hungry, right, Mr. Les Brown? They got to be hungry for success. And so we go and start speaking to a lot of students. And there's a common thing about students that you and I all know, is that they're all broke. They have no money to buy a package. So what we said, we're going to go at a perfect time. When they got their student loan, that's the time we're going to go, because that's when they will have the money. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out, the plan that we planned. And we ended up in a city and we started borrowing money, we started getting credit cards, we started getting loans, because when you're living far away from another city, you have to get your shelter, you have to stay somewhere, you have to pay for your food. No one's there to cook for you like you're home. Probably you have your mom or your sister to cook for you, but you don't have that, so you have to do everything yourself. So we went really far away, and I still remember we made a lot of silly mistakes. We were spending money, because one of the things that all of us probably have in common is that oftentimes if we don't know how to do money management, we can lose $1 million much faster than we make $1 million. I still remember my mentor said to me, he said, "Monet, my first $1 million, I watched it come like this, and I watched it go like this, and I couldn't stop it." Money management. And so I remember we were borrowing a lot of money, but we were spending on wrong things, wrong people, a lot of wrong decisions. And we ended up finding ourselves in a position where we were in over $70,000 in debt and haven't made a penny in the industry. And I remember we got involved in the industry, having money, some money, and then not having anything at all. And the difference was at that time was when I got involved in the industry, I was broke. But now I was dead broke. And so only option left at that time for us is that to make it happen, and making it happen became the only option. There's no way going back. Because I remember when we were doing our jobs, every month we would be behind our bills. And now minus $70,000, it would take me my lifetime to pay that off. I'm gonna have to die with the debt on my shoulder. And I said, we can't afford that, man. We started in this, we believed in this, we're gonna make it happen. And so we kept on trying. And I want to share with you a little story with this picture. This is Moyn. And you can see in his hand, he has a penny in his hand right now. And Moyn at that time was really hungry for success, alongside myself. And so what we would do, because we ran out of money now, we had a very limited budget to live off every day. And so every single day, we would wake up in the morning and would go to people and speak to people. And eventually, we found ourselves in a position where we became homeless. We became homeless in a city where we know nobody. And it became really difficult and really challenging. And I remember speaking to Moyn. I said, "Moyn, look where we were, and look where we've come." And Moyn would encourage me. You say, "Listen, we can do this. It's possible, we can do it." And every single time he would say that. Every time I would feel down, he would pick me up. Every time he feels down, I would pick him up. The most beautiful thing about my entrepreneur journey, and the biggest thing I'm forever grateful, that I always look back and I said, without Moyn, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Because Moyn was there every single moment of my career, till this day. Every day. And I still remember there were days where we had a budget of £1. In UK, we have pounds, and you can call it dollars, whatever makes sense to you. It's about $1.30 budget every day. I would go to this place where they sell chicken baguette meal, and you can buy one meal for a pound. And so our budget was £1 a day, because we had a very limited amount of money we have left, and we said we got a long journey ahead. So we have to do something. And so because we became homeless, we would live in the hotel lobbies, and eventually the city after city, the lobbies would kick us out because they know who we are, and we ended up living in a park. And this is a picture I've taken over there. I still remember I said, take a picture, because one day we're going to show this to inspire the people, to let them know our story, because we're supposed to get there. Are we going to get there? You know, it's so easy. It's so easy to get motivated during the positive times, run positive environment. But when things are not going for you every day, and every day you keep on trying, just one more day or one more day. There was this one video that I used to listen to every single morning. Because every morning I needed motivation. They said motivation is like a shower you have to have every day or you're going to smell bad. And there's this one individual that used to motivate us so much. Every morning I would listen to this video on YouTube called Dreams. Les Brown. He says, I don't know what that dream that you have, but the dream that you're holding in your mind, it's possible. And I keep listening to that every day. I don't know what the dream that you have, but the dream that you're holding in your mind, it's possible. Every day. Every day. I would wake up in the morning, I would say it's possible. It's possible to go one more day. It's possible to try one more day. It's possible to fail one more day. Doesn't matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. And that's why he would say every single day, I'm going to make it. Every day. Every day. It is so easy to be motivated during the positive environment, but in the hardest moments of your life, the only thing will matter to you is not the money that you don't have or you have. It's the most loyal people around you and that believe in you. And at that time, the only person I had was Moyn. It was painful. It was painful. Every day it was painful. The thing about success, ladies and gentlemen, is that you don't know how long you have to pay the price. You don't know. You see, because you can't see it, you don't know how long to go on, and that's the hardest part. The hardest part is not working hard. The hardest part that you don't know how far it is. And you don't know how long you have to pay that price. And every day you keep on trying. You say, one more day I'm going to go on. But you don't know how many more days left that you have to keep on doing what you're doing. And every day you keep going and say, one more day. I'm going to try one more day. I'm going to give my best one more day. And every day you keep on doing that, but you see no taste of success. And then you question yourself. You say, why me? Why does it have to happen to me? I still remember I would listen to him. I would listen to Mr. Les Brown, this video, and he said, there'll be times that you're going to question yourself. You're going to ask yourself, why you? How much more do I have to pay the price? I mean, I'm doing everything, and I'm going through rejection after rejection after rejection. They tell me, be consistent. I'm consistent every day. Every single day we wake up early in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. We would go to the park. We'd do our daily routine of meditation. We'd do our jogging. We count our blessings. Be grateful. And every day, wake up early in the morning, 7 a.m. we would leave the house and come back at 1 a.m. in the morning, trying to speak to people. And people would say no, 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 no. And the ones that say yes, they don't show up. The ones that they say yes, they don't show up. And so what we realized soon that this is much of a bigger price we have to pay than what we thought it was initially when we started. We got to be willing to pay the price. They said the road to success leads straight through the dump. You can't go under it. You can't go over it. You can't go around it. You have to go through it. And for some of you guys in this room, you all have a story, and some of you guys have paid greater price than me and Moyn probably did. But I'm telling you one thing. Your breakthrough, it could be just tomorrow. But because you don't know, you feel like giving up at times. So time went by, about 2 years in, and we didn't really have the success. And I still remember every single day, every single week, we had a meeting. We had a Saturday meeting where we go see people getting promoted on the stage. And our promotion just never comes. We see people start like in 2 days and they have a story of hitting the first rank. We see people come in and in the first 30 days they're making $10,000. And we're just like, all these people, man. All these people, they just make it look so easy. Why is it so hard for us? One of my mentors, he said to me, Monir, in life, you have to pay a price. There is a price for everything. The bigger the success you want, the bigger the price you got to be willing to pay. And know one thing, is that everybody has to pay a price at some point in their life. Either they pay the price early on in their life, in their career, or the late stage of their life in their career. He said, Monir, aren't you so grateful that you're paying the price right now and you don't have to pay it later? I was like, you're right. So we would say to God, how much more price do I have to pay? And I'm ready for everything. Every day I would say, give it to me. Give it to me. Whatever the challenge it is in my way, I'm willing to take whatever it is. And the mindset came, is that whatever it takes. See, when you have the mindset that I'm going to do this with whatever it takes, when you have the mindset that failure is not an option, when you have the mindset becoming successful is the only option, when your mindset is that making it happen for yourself or your family is the only option, there's nothing in the world can stop you from where you want to go. Nothing. The universe will get out of the way because you are a powerful being in this world. The most powerful being in this world ever being created is human minds. And whatever you believe, you can achieve it. Whatever you believe. And so I'm grateful and honored for this industry. I'm grateful for individuals like Mr. Les Brown. Because indirectly, he doesn't know me. And what an honor that we have today that I get to share our story to Mr. Les Brown. See, Mr. Les Brown didn't know my journey prior to today. Mr. Les Brown didn't know. But I'm telling you one thing. Mr. Les Brown, you have impacted so many lives around the world. Only if you knew. And I'm telling you right now, there's only a fraction of the amount you think you have impacted because there are thousands of stories like mine. There are millions of stories like mine because your voice is impacting people all around the world. And you have changed my life. You have changed my family's life. You have changed all these people's lives. Because of you, we have an opportunity today. Because of you, we have an opportunity today. And what an honor that we have, that we get to have you here today. You mean the whole world, Mr. Les Brown. Every day I kept on going. Every day. Mr. Les Brown would say, quitters never win and winners never quit. You gotta keep on going, one more time until you get there. You gotta keep moving forward. I'm so thankful to God that He has created someone like Mr. Les Brown in this world because He has changed lives of people all around the world. And I can't believe this is a dream. I couldn't dream this big 5 years ago that I'll be on a stage. I'll be on a stage sharing my story directly one-to-one with Les Brown. I'll be on a stage where me, Moyn, my family will be all here right now, and Mr. Les Brown will be part of that family seeing our story. And one day, that day will be yours, where you will be on this stage, where you're going to inspire, where you're going to share your story. I don't know what the story that you have, but I know one thing. If you're paying a price, it's going to be worth inspiring a lot of people. You will inspire a lot of people. He said the bigger the price you pay, the bigger the inspiration you give to this world. And your story will change the world. Mr. Les Brown's stories changed the world. His voice changed the world. And here he is today, that we'll get to hear from him to change all of our lives this weekend.
What do you see when you looking at me? See me come up from nothing, see me living my dreams. I done been to the bottom, I done suffered a lot. I deserve to be rich, headed straight to the top. Look how I ride for the block, look how I rap for the hood. I get nothing but love now when I come through the hood. Getting this fortune and fame, money make all of us change. The new Benz is all white, call it John McCain.